Hi Zoe, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm Mary Lou White, a social worker here at the Family and Youth Counseling Center. You can call me Miss White or you can call me Mary Lou. Is it all right if I call you Zoe?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I mainly work with the youth. Sometimes I work with their families. Usually, the young people that I see when they come in, they usually have problems at school or in their family, at home. I understand you've come to see me because you're having problems with your family, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the situation?
Uh-huh. I just don't feel like I connect with my parents. I just feel like we have a really rocky relationship and that um I've done something to upset them and that just their their attitude toward me is different than that of theirs toward my brothers and sisters.
That's understandable because you want your parents, to be a rock and a support for you. And from what I understand, in your case, it's not like that.
No, not at all.
We'll talk more in depth as the sessions go on about that. But from what I understand about your situation and what little you've told me, I think you'll be okay just coming in once a week. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay. Um, did my assistant go over the agency's policies and regulations with you?
Yes.
Okay. But I just want to harp on confidentiality. I want you to understand what that means. And pretty much anything that you tell me will stay with me and me alone, unless for some reason there's a court mandate or I feel that you or someone else is in danger.
Okay.
While I have you here, I just want to finalize the schedule for your upcoming sessions. Would Tuesday at 4 be okay with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Great. I don't want you to feel nervous because most of the youth that come in here, they're usually nervous about their first session, nervous about what they're going to say, and I don't want you to feel that way.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions about me, the agency, or anything like that?
No, not right now.
Okay, good. We can get started then. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your family? And while you do that, I'm going to take some notes. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine. Um, I have a really strict dad. We don't really talk much except for him to tell me that I can't do something. And my mom is really more of a friend than a mother. She's very permissive. She's just really crazy, spontaneous, and erratic, and we just don't connect either. And my brothers and sisters are perfect angels, and they do nothing wrong.
Just so we're clear, what do you mean when you say that your siblings don't do anything wrong?
Well, like they can do things that I've done and that I've gotten in trouble for and not get in trouble for. I got a B on a test at school and I got grounded for it, but they bring home C's and D's and F's and they don't get in trouble at all.
How does that make you feel, when they get grounded and you don't?
It makes me feel like I've done something wrong. Like it's really frustrating because I don't understand what I've done differently than them.
Okay, so pretty much what you're saying is that your parents seem really unfair and unreasonable.
Yes, like my dad, I mean, like I said, the only time he ever talks to me is just to tell me, no, don't do that, or Zoe, you should have planned better, or everything's your fault. So it's never a good conversation with him. It's never pleasant.
From what I think, from what I gather, your father seems like he wants to instill like morals. Is that something that he does?
I mean, I could understand if, he did that along with other things like a normal relationship with me, like if we went fishing or on a father daughter lunch date or something, and and then I did something wrong, and then he could say that. But I just feel like the only thing he ever says to me is negative. I just don't understand.
Well, I know sometimes we get angry at our parents, but we have to remember that our parents are human and that they make mistakes just like we do.
Yeah.
Um, do you ever get praised by your parents?
No, not really.
Is that something that you crave?
I mean, in a sense, yes, because I feel like all kids want, not so much praise. I don't need them to be like, "Great job, Zoe, you're doing wonderful," like all the time. But just a little encouragement every now and then. That would be. I feel that that's appropriate. Not. I don't feel like it's over too much to ask. I mean, is it?
It isn't. But I think what you're wanting is something that I couldn't necessarily answer. It's something that you would have to figure out for yourself. But I do think that I can help you figure out what it is. So, from everything that you've told me so far, I can see that one of the biggest problems seems to be a lack of communication between you and your parents. That just seems to be the basis and where we need to start to help get things back together in your family. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So that's something. It's where we need to start.
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Here's what I think we need to do in our next session. We can discuss ways of improving the communication between your parents. Maybe you can tell me about some of the things that happened during the week, about what they said, and maybe I can help interpret that for you. And then we can talk about ways that you can improve what you say towards them so that maybe they understand.
Okay.
Okay? So we'll just continue to talk about that. But I'd also like to be able to get your parents in here maybe at a later date. Would that be okay with you to do later on? Not right away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So that's pretty much what we'll do in our next session. Is there anything else that you?
No, not right now.
All right. See you next week.
Thanks.